Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and today I am bringing you breaking news on Kimetsu no Yaiba chapter 204. Now, if you've been keeping up with Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, you know that there is literally one more chapter of this series and then it is over and done with for good. Will it receive a spin-off series? We don't know, that has yet to be announced, but given how much money it has generated for Shonen Jump and Shueisha, I doubt that they're just going to let this just fly by under the rug. But I'm going to be honest with you, with what we see from chapter 204, it's literally wrapping up. Like, there's no inciting plot that would justify continuing it further down the road. Well, what do I mean by that? Literally, once you get to page 2, it says the world no longer has evil demons. If all of the demons are taken care of, there's nothing else that we have to do. And honestly, when you go further into the manga, at least for this chapter, you have Master Ubuyashiki speaking with the last two remaining Hashiras, and he's basically saying this is the last Hashira meeting that we're having, and after this we're disbanded. Musen's defeated, all the demons are defeated. There is one minor plot point that I don't know about, or I'm confused about at the end of this chapter, is when Yushiro was talking with Tanjiro, and Yushiro was checking on Tanjiro and all of his injuries and stuff like that, because Tanjiro is absolutely fucked up. I'm not going to hold you. You find out early in the chapters that he can't use his left arm, or more so, he can't grip anything with his left hand. He can move his arm up and down, side to side, around in circles, but he can't actually grip anything with his hand, and he doesn't have any feeling in it. He also can't see anything out of his right eye. So those are permanent damages that he has to his body. There's nothing to go around it. But Yushiro was having a conversation with Tanjiro, just checking up on him, and I got the feeling that he's still a demon only because they had a meeting at nighttime, and more so the demon cat that we saw back in the earlier chapters that delivered the vials of Shinobu's, anti-poisons to all the Hashiras in order to combat Musen's blood. The cat's still alive. So the cat was clearly made a demon by Yushiro. So I'm just going on a limb that says Yushiro's still a demon. So I guess technically evil has been eliminated, but demons still roam about because Yushiro and the cat are clearly still alive in this chapter. Nonetheless, moving right along with the chapter review, we find out everything that I had already said in earlier chapter reviews, and I think it was like 3 chapters ago. But we find out that Tanjiro got extremely lucky, that Konoe just happened to have an extra vial of Shinobu's medicine. And we also find out, because Nezuko is informing Tanjiro on everything that has happened. Keep in mind, this is 3 months after the whole Musen situation happened, okay? So Tanjiro has been recovering this entire time. We see him in the hospital bed. You have Nezuko, Inosuke, and Nezuko all there by his side. Nezuko is informing him on everything that has happened. But basically, he's gotten lucky, okay? Because if not for Shinobu's medicine, Tanjiro would be the Demon King right now. Now, Nezuko also says that she also got lucky because when Tanjiro bit her, Tanjiro had taken on the embodiment of Musen, meaning that Tanjiro could then infect other humans in order to make them demons, and the entire thing would have just started over again, which would have led into a spin-off series if they chose to do that. I thought that would have been very interesting. I don't think we've ever gotten a lot of animes that have had the main protagonist become villains, and then a new protagonist has to come and then defeat the old protagonist. I'm thinking of it right now, and that would have been fucking phenomenal. Nonetheless, Tanjiro asked, why did you get lucky? And Nezuko was like, well, because Musen had already turned me into a demon, and then I turned back into a human, she now has Musen antibodies, so she can no longer turn into a demon. So Nezuko is now immune to all forms of demon witchcraft and wizardry, I suppose. Flash forward to pages 7 and 8 of this chapter, and this is where you have Tanjiro and Yushiro having their dialogue and exchange. Yushiro is checking up on Tanjiro, and he's informing him on everything that happened. I don't know why they're waiting 3 months to inform him about all this, but I mean, I get it. Manga logic, anime logic. He might have just woken up out of some coma. Who really knows? Regardless, as Yushiro is checking up on Tanjiro and informing him on everything, he tells Tanjiro, look, you as the Demon King would have been the worst case scenario for this entire world. You were, and he says this, go and read it if you haven't. You were stronger than Musen in your Demon King state. Okay, you had beat the sun, the weakness of the sun, in no time at all. And keep in mind, Musen wasn't even immune to the sun, but Tanjiro was. So there would have been literally nothing that could have ever killed Tanjiro if he took up the mantle of Demon King. Tanjiro is just in complete disbelief at this moment, and he's like, yo, I'm sorry. Tanjiro's apologizing this entire chapter. Regardless, it was a very short interaction between the two of them, and as Yashiro is about to leave, Tanjiro, speaks from the heart, and he's like, yo, don't die. You're the only person who can keep Tomeo's memories alive. And that's because he's still a demon, and he was turned by Tomeo into a demon. Which is, again, confusing, because you would assume that with Muzan being the epicenter for all demons, if you cut the head off the snake, then the body should follow. Meaning, if you kill Muzan, then all demons should revert back to their human state or just fizzle out and die. But I guess that wasn't the case because, again, Yashiro and the cat are both still alive at the end of the series. Yashiro leaves the room, and this is where Nezuko continues to inform Tanjiro about everything that's happened. Because Tanjiro asks about Giyu and the other Hashiras. And I'm like, did you just forget everything that happened 3 months ago when y'all fought Muzan? What do you mean others? Literally, there is only 2 Hashiras that are alive currently. Giyu and Shinazugawa. Those are the only 2 Hashiras that are left alive. So I don't even know why you said others like anyone else is alive. And that's just a testament to everything that has happened. And currently, Nezuko informs Tanjiro, and it says that they're meeting with Master Ubayushiki. This is the last Hashira meeting that they're having, and it was a very heart-wrenching, not heart-wrenching, but heartwarming moment that they had amongst each other, because in this, Master Ubayushiki thanks the 2 Hashiras and all the past Hashiras for everything that they have done for the organization. They thank them for risking their lives and sustaining these injuries in order to defeat Muzan and just eliminate all of the demons from the world. So this is the last Hashira meeting. The Demon Slayer Corps are no more. He disbanded everybody who is alive because so many even of the fodder Demon Slayers were lost at this point in time. So in this moment, Master Ubayushiki bows his head. Him and his 2 little creepy servant girls, I don't know what their names are. I completely forget. But they bow to Giyu and Shinazugawa. And they're flustered, obviously, like, no, don't bow to us. It's you, your father, and all of your past relatives that made the Demon Slayer Corps what they are. So we thank you, and your father would be absolutely proud of you for how you led us during the fight of Muzan. And Ubayushiki, little boy Ubayushiki, he just starts bawling his eyes out. And you can tell that, he really does thank them for that, because he was under so much pressure just having received the mantle from his father and all of that nature. So he was extremely thankful. This is when you have, boom, we flash back over, we're flashing from Master Ubayushiki, Giyu, and Shinazugawa. Now we flash back over to Nezuko and Tanjiro, and this is when everyone just starts coming in the room. And at this point in the manga, it's clear that the mangaka is just really just tying up loose ends, but also having fun with it, bringing people back that we haven't seen in a long time, and just having them show face before she signs it off. You have Makio and Tengen and that whole crew. They make a return to see Tanjiro and everybody in the room. Then, of course, Senjuro and Shinjiro, obviously Rengoku's brother and father, come to visit Tanjiro at this time. And Tanjiro just thanks them. And, of course, you have them thanking him for using his handguard during the fight with Muzan that he put on. And Rengoku would be proud of him. And blah, blah, blah. All of that. You have the Hoyotoko gang come and walk in. And of course this wakes up Inosuke and Zenitsu, bitch-ass Zenitsu, doing his bitch-assly shit. Anyway, all of that's happening. Then let's just go ahead and flash forward because this chapter is rather long, but nonetheless, this is the important part that we get toward the end of this chapter. You have Konoe, who is standing in front of the tree. At this point, Tanjiro has walked away. He goes out and he meets Konoe. And they have a conversation about everything that is happening. And we learn that Konoe isn't blind completely. I would go out on a limb and say that she is completely blind in one of her eyes, and the other eye is still able to see. She tells us that the tree that she is looking at is actually the tree that the first user of flower breathing had planted, and the name of the tree is called Victory. We also get the revelation that Konoe stated that, oh hey, you just missed out on Shinazugawa. He dropped off Kaburamaru. And so Tanjiro was like, oh man, I should have met him before he ran off. But then we find out that he didn't actually run off. He's in the building and he runs into Nezuko. Now, Shinazugawa and Nezuko have an exchange. But this is literally their first exchange of the entire series with her being a human. I fully expected Shinazugawa, with everything that have happened, to have apologized for Nezuko for driving a sword through her body while she was in the box that we saw back in season 1 in the early chapters of Kimetsu no Yaiba. But none of that happens. there's this exchange of words, and Nezuko's just as cheerful and happy as ever, and then you get this flashback of Shinazugawa remembering his brother. He pats Nezuko on the head and then dips. Okay? But we are winding down to the end of the manga for chapter 204, and with this in the next few pages and within the multiple panels, Tanjiro and Nezuko, they do make a complete round. They meet up with Giyu, they meet up with Old Man Sensei, and basically they hug it out. They thank each other for everything that has happened. Tanjiro and Nezuko thank Giyu and Old Man Sensei for teaching Tanjiro the breathing techniques and for looking after Nezuko. And then we get this massive flash over to Zenitsu and Inosuke laying down flowers for all the dead demon slayers and the Hashiras. And there's this remark that there's no way we can lay all of these down before sundown because we have to get to Tanjiro's house. So after all of this is happening, they stop putting down the flowers, they go to Tanjiro's house, and they do one final ceremony, or one final, farewell to Tanjiro and Nezuko's parents, brothers and their sisters. And after that, Nezuko, Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu all move into Tanjiro's old house together, and they're having dinner, or at the very least they're having dinner. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't live together, because the only one I can see moving back away is Zenitsu, because he actually had a home somewhere else, right? I mean, granted his grandfather did die, but he still had a home somewhere else. And Inosuke did not. He lived in the mountains. So it would make complete sense if Inosuke decided to stay with them. That's the end of the chapter, but if I could be completely honest with you, it's been 3 months. Nezuko's been fine for 3 months. Zenitsu has been fine for 3 months. You would have assumed he would have made his move at this point. It's been 2 years. 2 years from start to finish of this manga, and he has not made a move at all. Granted, he couldn't because she was a demon, but regardless, you had an opportunity now. Make your move. But ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have for you today. If you made it to the end, go plus ultra and smash the subscribe button if you are new, and if you rock with the content that I put out on this channel. Like the video, share the video, comment on the video how you really think this is going to go down. At next week, this week coming up, Sunday, 12 p.m. What do you think is going to be the result of it? This manga did not focus on relationships at all, okay? So I'm curious to see what's really going to happen. Do you think Zenitsu actually has a chance with Nezuko? How old is Nezuko? That's really the question I want to answer. How old are these two fools? But regardless, that's all I got for y'all today. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fancy stuff. And like always, keep it safe and rap it tight. I'm out.